regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good too. But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators! Don't let them take you out your spirit, gotta stay focused. Can't go back living high. Was cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much. This is all I ever wanted. And not killing die by that you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the street. Stay holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils. Kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards. Please don't say what. You gonna do or post some on the internet you think you got to prove, cause I got rock ice. I got Shia War, got Kasarpaka, I got Imawan. Got Kabataban, I got Tazaba, got Kakamaima. Got Karayala, got your Rockabor, Travis. Here's a car, bring out Gravel War. Couple young men. In this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks and you out of order, it's a time for Everything right now is time for war. And I'm still the same nigga. When I'm not recording, I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan.
All right, shalom, shalom. Clap it up. Yeah, man. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Welcome again to another Breakdown podcast. You know what I mean? Tonight we have with me Officer of 1,000 Abadawan. Wagwan, sir. Shalom, Yabashem Shakata. Wagwan.
Shalom, Yabashem Shakata.
Yeah, man. Everything to up.
In the truth, yeah. You know, things pushing the way it should be pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Most High and Christ, man. Yeah, man. And also shortly we are gonna have captain of 13,000 Nayatak jumping in. You know the thing. We have an interesting topic tonight, you know what I mean? So a couple interesting topics, you know the thing. This is the Breakdown podcast where we break down the strongholds that hold back the children of Israel here in Jamaica. You understand? So we have a breakdown, a little situation. It's a political situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. We have two topics where we're jumping, as me say. Very interesting topic. All right. So what you want to do, sir? You want to jump on the one where the politician talk about scamming is basically reparations to black people. You want to touch on that one first?
Yeah, because I mean, we can show him where he went wrong too.
Gun. Yeah, man. So
that scripture the name again. One plate still, you know.
Can computer yeah, man, him slip up big time right there, so man, because remember, you know, politicians are supposed to uphold the laws of Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them are the head, you know. That is the reason why them have a police force. Them have a police force to enforce the laws of Jamaica. So when you have a politician about say it's okay to break the laws of Jamaica, you know what I mean? That contradicting to the role where him try play. You know, care where him try do or how him try sound, cause it's just him use a little ply for win over a certain group of people, you know?
Yeah, because money over there, you know.
Yeah. Money over there, so you want them kind of people that come over to film side. And because in my opinion, sir, I believe say through him in a for them mind, them feel say the young people them more support scamming. So in a film, you know what I mean? Stupid mind him feel like say, all right, if I bring up the topic of scamming, young people I go think there, but him not think smart because him end up jeopardizing political career.
Well, it's not only saying him thinks say young people, you know, but scammers involved within the party.
Okay.
Remember, I'm not the first one who get kicked from the party because of that thing, you know. There was one who was actually doing it in Montego Bay. Well, yeah, he was doing it. Remember one big scam lad with them in wall in a Montego Bay, man, volume must be about so half a billion US.
$500 million, yeah. You might chop hard, man.
You know, like even at the game.
Silakia, say that again.
It looked like he was in the game for a long time.
Okay. Can. And he was politically affiliated.
Yeah. I think he was a counselor.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So
But that time you didn't have any law. There was no law on the books against it. So after they make the law now, then clamp. I saw them clamp down for Montego Bay.
So all this time it was
Go ahead, go on all this time, man.
So me I say all this time calling people on the phone and embezzling them out of them hard earning money. never illegal in Jamaica.
It was because there used to be no such crime. Nobody knows that something could have gone so.
Can't.
Nobody never knows that something could have gone so, you know. is a couple of years ago when some old white person they put her before it was a female Congress and to give her experience or then scam her out was about some 300,000 of her pension money. But it's two sides to the story here, man, because I can't see how you never did enter anything to get no money. You make man can't tell you about your wins.
They say you win something where you never enter.
Yeah, you enter and them will tell us say send money come. But it's the kind of mindset where them have. They have a mindset to take away people things. So each time I get the opportunity to take somebody something when it turned out that she was hard. But we're not sure if I Jamaican people. Because the Nigerian them are the real chopper out there. Them compete. If you notice in the Jamaicans them who get involved when they're on the line talking to somebody, then we don't know if they're conscious of it or what, but then sound like an African. Like we're African them would have talk.
Okay. So you say that's something where you notice?
Yes. And them call me get called before. I'm saying, yeah, man. It sounds same like it, not same way, but they sound like the Nigerian.
Yeah, them have like them use for them style in a sense. Okay.
Yeah, because the originators were the Nigerians right there in Montego Bay. There's not a crime. There's not a serious crime in Jamaica where.
Yeah, man, and like we asked, sir, so like, I may have some.
All the serious crime point back to another race.
So like, say that again, sir.
I said all the serious crimes that you see happening in Jamaica, it started. It was taught to us by another race. All of them.
All right, may I try pull up the video, sir.
Just pull one crime out of the ear and let's see who teach you that way.
Well, on the topic of tonight's show, still we have one where we know that the gang violence, you know what I mean, and the shooting and the unaliving, we know where that come from. You understand?
Right.
We know the origination of that. Can. So lucky, sir, may have some technical difficulty. May I try pull up the video. But in the meanwhile, I can go and read the article. You see me? I go and read the article in you know what I mean, in the meanwhile.
What's the video?
But the same politician, him name the video when him actually say it. There's a video, you know.
Put it in the private chat.
There's a video where
like this?
At that no. Hold on. Me log in at the account. Yeah, I might as well send it in the private chat because I don't think I can play nothing from here. So computer mess itself.
Kept coming on.
Up there?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shalom. Where we at?
Yeah, but Yeah, we just are heading to it.
Okay. If you
Just
need
are
me to
heading
run
to it. We not really.
If you need me to run the like play the video, let me know.
Yeah, man, we definitely need to run the videos because the computer move away, sir.
Okay, just send it to me in the chat, private chat.
All right, I'll do that right away.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and change him argument
All right,
before.
so Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, him have to take it back, man. Although it too late now, because them done kick him out of the party.
We can go back. If him say I'm sorry.
No, man, I feel like them are gonna make an example of him, you know, because them want set a like a you know what I mean, an image for themselves. All right, Cap, me just send it. It there in the private chat is a TikTok video.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I will take down this and just make you play the video, and then we can read the article afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, here it comes. All right. Seeing it?
Cancer.
Let me know when you want to play it. Start it now?
Yeah, man, you can play it now, sir.
Okay.
Especially one who call themselves choppa.
All right, look here, sir. We are get an echo. I get a feedback.
Okay, hold on.
Mute your mic when you are playing.
Yeah. Let me see something here. Yeah. Okay.
I have no problem. And I speak to the youth man then for the
You still getting the echo?
Laugh, sir.
corner.
Okay, good.
Especially one who call themselves choppa. Let me tell you straight up. And he can speak openly. I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Because them chop us during slavery. So nothing wrong if we chop them up.
You all gotta explain what that choppers is. The people, I don't think people understand that chopper, that language. You all be breaking language barriers, all kind of thing, man.
Scamming.
That what it is?
Yes, scamming.
Yeah, scamming, man. So them use a term named chopping for say, you know what I mean? You get chopped. You know?
Them chop the line.
So if somebody get so them chop the line, you know? Somebody fall victim to scamming, them say you get chopped. You know what I mean? So that is a new term. You know, our style out here, sir, we put some words on things when evil have no kind of relation to the subject. You know?
Yeah.
Chopping have nothing to do with scamming, but it does sound tough.
Neither the word fish, but I don't know. One day you gotta sit down and break that down to me.
But I don't know.
Chichi man have meaning though.
Yeah,
Chichi have meaning.
But let me play more, and let me see what again he's saying here.
My only problem with the chopping is when you bingo and you score. Use the money wisely. Yes.
Yeah. So you see what's going on, right? He ain't no different than
God
the
one
preacher.
cancer.
He talk more
God
use
one
the
cancer.
money wisely,
And that's
right?
Yeah,
Use the money wisely.
he only left to say when you bingo, pay your tithes.
That's it. You know what I mean? When it make that
Yeah,
score, bring
God,
that money
God,
in,
God.
spend it wisely. You understand? And that's the whole thing with somebody who about money. You understand? Like a preacher, like he tell you don't follow the laws of God, but he wants you to follow his rules that he set up in the church. You understand? So he telling you go be a chopper. You understand? When he know that could get you what? Locked up, that could turn you into a criminal. That could give you, you know what I mean? That could you know what I mean,
Could get your
make
killed.
you understand? But he don't care. But just like a preacher, they don't care where you get that money from. Bring that money in here. You understand? Bring it in here. That's why Christ said to do what? You can't even do what they say to do right now. Back then, Christ told the people to what? Do what they
Do it.
do.
God one cancer.
Do what they say, but don't do what they
No,
do.
do it.
You understand?
Not as the
What
God one
Salaki
cancer.
can? Salaki.
Come on.
I'm thinking how different is what he said from what Edward Siaga said when he was prime minister and he wanted the ganja money in the banks. And he tell the bank, he said
Bring
to the
it
bank,
out, man.
he said to the banks, do not bother to ask where it come from. Take it.
It's the same thing. It's the
Yeah.
same exact thing.
And under his government, ganja man could just bring the money to the banks. No question asked.
Now you understand where the Dans and them come from. The Dans and them come from Siaga and Manley and them. You understand?
The only difference was that Manley white and him black.
Yeah. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
You understand?
And didn't pay the price, but he paid the price.
Yeah. And also too, like they kicked him out of the party, right?
God one cancer.
Right, and
the party, but I think him lose the seat that he was either in or going for.
Okay, means okay. So he run for the seat, but he lost it.
No, he didn't run. Oh, probably no. Listen,
them take him down.
There's two sides to the politics. You have those that we see like those who are going to run, and those who are still in the politics, but they are not the front man that you're seeing.
So he is what?
He would have been one of the frontline man. So they remove him from that.
He's a caretaker.
Right. So in the most out the party.
He's a caretaker for a party, please.
Right.
So
him lose that caretaker seat, but he could still be in the party.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So it's no different than the priest when he molests kids, slack him, and then just take him and move him to a different location.
And just put him in a,
you know what I mean? Yeah, and just put him somewhere where, you know what I mean, until everything quell.
But the thing with him now, because of social media and the news media, anytime he resurfaces, it's gonna come up.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. But they're gonna, you know what I mean, they ain't all the way smooth like Esau with it, where it's like today, like you would think that the so-called oppressor, that he is the hero on the earth, but he's really the criminal on the earth.
Exactly.
You understand? But because he is so master the air, we don't see it, and we would rather him lead us than another black man lead us.
Right.
You understand? And that's because he's
Right.
skilled with what he's doing. You
Very
understand?
skilled.
This brother, he is raw as can be. He ain't skilled. You understand? He needs
God.
the oppressor to train him, you know what I mean, to bring him up to speed on how to go about saying things. You may not want to say chopper. They may not want to say scammer. You may just want to leave it open. You just go get that money. You understand? But leaving the slavery because they identify with that. You
God.
understand? You know what I mean? But he a little rough around the edges, but you know what I mean, it's politics nonetheless. You know what I mean, in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, where it's just dividing us more and more. You understand? Remember
God.
in the Bible where Christ said he came to cause a division between your mother, your father, your brother, and sister, right? Now
God.
they are causing a division on the other side, on the carnal side of things. You understand? Now your father might be a PNP, your mother a JLP, and now it's when voting season come around. Now they are loggerheads. They're arguing.
Yeah.
You understand? They're full out arguing in the house. Not on to, you know what I mean, your father might have to cook your own food. You know what I mean? If he agree too much with her party, you understand? That's to show you how bad things, you know what I mean, don't get. Right? Give me that where Christ say a kingdom divided.
God one
You know what I mean?
cancer.
And then you say you wanted to read a little bit or the
The
what
article.
you call it? The article.
Cancer. Yeah, the article can break down things more, you know.
Anytime you want to say something about that one, you for sure come in. You for sure, you know what I mean, would have, you know what I mean, like I wouldn't say first hand, but you know what I mean, have a closer
expert
history. Yeah, in this, man.
One can.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to see if I can find the time when Siaga had made the statement.
Well, tell me the statement. I might get it time.
That the banks should not ask where the money comes from.
No, I couldn't remember hearing that. That might be later on. But go ahead and read this to me. You look for it by the time.
God one cancer. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 25. And it says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
All right. And what people gonna have to understand is the oppressor, he would rather you divided.
Right.
He would rather you divided. When you're divided, who is your enemy?
Your own brother, your own sister.
Yes. So now you don't have time to really look at the real enemy. Why are me and you fighting? Why the both are we fighting? Because of what? Politics, but we both black.
Right.
What's separating us? The JLP and the PLP, Siaga and Manley, Bustamante and Manley. That's who's separating us. You understand? And now they're so slick with it. They done go on and get brothers, and now the brothers become prime minister, but it's as if Manley and them still in office. You understand? It's as if they're still in office, right? When if the black man, right? If you in charge, right? If you claim to be all black, all this, all that, then why it is the country still being sold out? Why it is you don't come and tell the brothers and them the truth on the island, what's going on? Why don't bring it out? Why don't see why Jamaica in the hell there is today? They up there. They know what's going on. They have the records. You know what I mean? Records where me and you can't even sit down and get to read, take home and read. They have it. You understand? So they know what's what. They know what's going on. You know what I mean? But you sitting in the seat of an oppressor, and because you're sitting in the seat of an oppressor, you looking at your brothers and sisters through the eyes of an oppressor.
Right.
And that's how you're dealing with them. You understand? All right? And as the Bible saying, it ain't gonna stand. You understand? Like we're gonna have to, as black so-called black leaders, they're gonna have to start to wake up and realize what they're doing is detrimental to their children's future, to their grandchildren's future. You understand? And to everyone, every black, Hispanic, and Native on that island future is detrimental.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want, you can read somebody's story. Read the story.
Gun. So this says, this is an Observer article, and it said, PNP's Meadow backtracks after endorsing choppers.
Make sure when it say what it is, as I say, because somebody coming in, they go think you're talking about chopping. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Gun. So chopping really means scamming. So for those who don't know the Jamaican lingo, you know what I mean? Chopping is a term that the scammers use to represent what they do, you know? So this says the People's National Party's candidate for Member of Parliament for Trelawny North, turncoat Dennis Meadows, has apologized for recent utterance made in which he seemingly endorsed individuals who engage in fraudulent activities. In a video now circulated on social media, Meadows can be heard saying that he take no issue with choppers. In Jamaica, a chopper refers to a person involved in scamming activities. Let me tell you straight up, and we can speak openly, I have no problem with a man if him want chop, because them chop us during slavery, so nothing wrong if we chop them back.
So he talking about who? Who he talking about chopping back? The so-called oppressor?
Right.
Gun.
You understand? So he gonna turn you into a criminal. He ain't trying to tell you, well, you know what? He ain't telling you, well, we gonna have to stop selling, you know what I mean, ganja. We gotta stop smoking ganja. You know what I mean? We gotta stop treating each other like this. You know what I mean? This whole election, we gotta stop voting. You know what I mean? Give me what the Bible talk about voting. You understand? Like he up there where he has the influence of, you know what I mean, of a so-called leader in some sort of a way. And this is how you're leading people. This is what you're telling them.
Right.
You understand? This is no different than leaving, you know what I mean, letting a blind man cross your child in the middle of Kingston busy street. You understand? Your child and that blind person is going to what? Die, be unalive. You understand? Or get hurt real bad. And this is what, every time this voting comes around, it be so tense where brothers and sisters find a way to harm each other. You understand? When that is not right. If you have something, some organizations, and it's leading you down the path of harming your own people, something is not right. You understand? And we gotta sit down and figure out how we're going to fix it. And one of the best ways to fix it is to open the Bible and see what the Lord wants us to do. Now read this.
Gun. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king.
One from where?
One from among thy brethren.
Right, one from among your brethren. And that brethren had to be a man. Why is saying from a man from amongst your brethren? Because that man is part of your culture. So in other words, he gonna feel what you feel. He's going to understand what you going through. You understand? He's going to understand you because he's part of you. But now these black leaders, they don't even understand what poor people in Jamaica are going through. They don't. And it's not worrying or bothering them because they're going home to a secure home where there's food and everything there for them and their family. And to hell with the poor Jamaicans. You understand? To hell with what they call what you call the poor people in Jamaica? Paupers?
Sufferers.
Grassroots people.
Grassroots. You understand? Like you know what I mean? And the reason why they're saying grassroots is because what? They're farmers, most of them, or that come from farming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cane days.
Yeah, from cane days. And the video the brother about will show you too. It the protests start off with them cane farmers. You understand? Where they wanted to build what they call it? One of those what do they call those things, boy? Like a union. And then Bustamante end up coming in and hijacking it and taking it up. And then taking them down the wrong path. You understand? If you want to free black people, you want to free Hispanic and Native Indian people, then your oppressor cannot be in the midst of it. He cannot be in the midst of it. Right? Why? Read this one more time.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Right. It ain't saying kings.
Right.
It said what? King. One man you have to follow. So there's no what? Confusion. So you can't have a king here and a king there. Then who are you going to follow? What that's going to lead to? That's inevitably going to lead to a fight for power.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. And that's the JLP and the PNP. It's going to lead to a fight for power. You understand? Because the one who on top is now going to do what? Try to oppress the one that lose. You understand? So now the government will give whoever support them money when all of us black. Why not share the money? Why not share the wealth? Or share the poverty? Share it. Come on.
So like, if I may, sir, you know what I mean? This thing about you have two political parties don't make no sense. Because like what you said, them a fight for power. So if one actually do something that is progressive, then next one's job, you know what I mean, tear it down and sell you the lie that it's not progressive.
Right.
Yeah. And when that party get into power now, whatever this party started, it does have to come to an end. So there eventually will be no progress. And Jamaica has been like that. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's like that on purpose. It's like that by design. You understand? Right? We're going to get into it and you'll see why I say it's by design. It's done on purpose. All the Caribbean countries have some type of turmoil in it, not just by mistake. You understand? Like we had the whole Caribbean full of black people. Why we don't just come as one? Why we don't just have $1? We all Benjamin, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all from one family, but we separated. So
Right.
now a Grenadian, he looking at a Jamaican like, you are Jamaican, you in Grenadian. You in from my culture. When you from his culture, but he just simple and he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Same thing with Trini. Jamaica and Trini always had a beef. Where did beef come from? You understand? Because of what? Money? Because of wealth in the country? You understand?
Salaki,
When we
sir.
all black. Come on.
The beef between Jamaica and Trinidad come from the East Indian, you know.
Break it down.
Yeah, the Trinidad have way more East Indian than Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaican politics is dominated by mainly the blacks. The East Indian politics have a lot of the Trinidadian politics have a lot of the East Indian in it. As a matter of fact, there was a party strong with East Indian.
Yeah, UNC.
Right. So the rift comes from that. You know, whenever we come, even in the universities, the University of the West Indies, it have a lot of East Indian in it, which from the Trinidad side, especially the branch which is in Trinidad.
Yeah.
So there's always this constant opposition because, you know, them East Indian don't really want to mix.
Right. So the East Indian
Okay.
in the Caribbean is like the oppressor in America.
Right.
You
So
understand?
the rift don't it spill off now to us, the blacks. But it's them it come from.
Okay. I see what I see what you're saying.
And I remember a couple of years ago when I was at in school. All right. There was a combined student council thing. And I was on the student council and there was some from Trinidad and elsewhere. So they invited all of us. And then that same argument came up. And there was a half Indian from Trinidad who stood up and said the same thing. Said that cause it.
You see? And you know what I mean?
Whenever
Go ahead.
Whenever time we mix with other races, this is what happens to us.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. And that finish reading the last part there, one, and you'll see. Well, I'll bring it out as heavy.
Can one answer? Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
You understand? And that's your what? That's your other nation. That's the heathens. The strangers here are the heathens. You understand? Right? The Gentiles. Your so-called East Indian, your African, you understand? Your oppressor, right? Which is in the with England and America. You understand? Like they are strangers. They are total strangers to us. Right? Come on. And that is basically it there. Where else you want to take it? You want to get to that video to really bring out and to show black people. And the reason why we're going over this is for black people, whatever Caribbean island you're on, wherever you at in the world, voting is not going to change anything in your people's life. What we're going to have to do is, what is Zephaniah 2:1, where the Lord said, gather yourself together. And you're going to have to follow Christ. Christ is your king, right? The Bible says you can't have two masters. You understand? You just cannot. You can't want to be JLP and then say you want to follow Christ.
Right.
You understand? You can't say you want to be PNP and then you want to follow Christ. You can't do it. We're going to have to get rid of the JLP, the PNP, and we're going to have to do this. Gather yourself together. Right? Read it.
This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
And that's what you're going to have to understand. England never desired you.
Right.
You understand? America never desired you. They never desired you. But they had to make sure that you were in no way or in any form thinking of gaining power on this earth.
Right.
You understand? But don't even think once that they like you. Because if they like you, then they would have come out and tell you the truth. They would have tell you who you are. They would not have stolen, you know what I mean, our identity. They would not have done it. They would not have called themselves Jewish when we the real Jews. We are not desired.
Right.
You understand? Right? But we, on the other hand, gonna have to desire each other. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that could counteract these other nations not desiring us. The Chinese come in Jamaica, they gobble up all the land, all the resources, and take it back to China.
Right.
You understand? Like you have Blue Mountain Coffee. Who running it now? It's Chinese, right?
It's kind of one cancer.
The Asians running it now. You understand? Taking all the resources, shipping it out, and taking the money with them. You understand? All right?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Salakia, if I may, just to add to Officer Abadawan's point, where he must say the East Indian them, you know what I mean? And them really start the rift between Jamaica and Trinidad. This kind of show you say, whenever we take on the identities of the other nations or whatever the oppressors put upon we, that causes this division from Trinidad, Jamaican, JLP, PMP, whatever title them give it will just put us in a state of rift. Because our brothers them in Trinidad identify as Trinidadians. See? The East Indians who rule Trinidad now can find a problem with them brothers in Jamaica and start a beef, which them have to just automatically join because them are Trinidadians. You understand? And if the beef continue now, we over here have to just have a beef with the brothers them because we are Jamaicans. When in fact we are just Benjamites, we are just Israelites all together.
Right.
If we are PMP or JLP, we have automatically at odds with each other. You know what I mean? Because we take on the identity of the other nations. Look,
No, you're right.
Right, and Salati too. In Trinidad, you find that, all right, this CARICOM thing, you know, when they say free movement of labor, when there was some worker shortage in Trinidad, they remember CARICOM, they're supposed to fill this shortage of labor in the construction industry from the CARICOM nation. But because the majority of these companies were East Indian owned, they actually took the labor from India. India was not a member of the CARICOM. What they did, they went to get their Hindu brothers and sisters rather than to start no CARICOM anything.
Right.
Yeah.
They are not into this. Yeah, they're not into this integration thing.
Right.
And you know that this politician here, I think it was Buster, when they came up with the CARICOM free market from in Bustamante time. Bustamante, he's a white man, you know, he's a devil, you know.
Yeah, man.
And when him listen to them, the East Indian, them and them talk, and them must say, you know, them for run things and blah blah blah. It's like Buster said, not under my dead body. So it was 11 countries, Caribbean countries came together at that meeting. And Buster withdraw and say, all right, tell you what, Jamaica coming out. 1 from 11 leaves 0. No, sorry, not 11. 1 from 10. Leave 0. And that in itself deepened the grudge that they had on the Jamaicans, because CARICOM was to be formed from way back then in the 60s. 60s, 70s, somewhere there.
Right.
Yeah, 60s, because Buster was prime minister in the 60s. When he withdrawn and said 1 from 10, leave 0, they were furious because it wasn't called CARICOM then, but it is what that organization is what spin into CARICOM now. And because Jamaica pull out, it crashed.
Yeah, I think Jamaica back then, they say with the bauxite, they were on it was something else also too, but they say that Jamaica was like up and coming, like basically one of the #1 Caribbean countries. You know what I mean?
Right.
In them timing, in the earlys, like in the 60s. So, yeah.
Trinidad have that deep in the rift between we and who it was. It was the oppressor, the white, and the Indian. We weren't even in the mix then.
Right.
It was the two of them. But to show you how, we joining ourselves to these other nations, we pick up all their bad ways.
Yeah.
Gun.
And then we now start fighting and we don't know what to fighting for.
Yeah.
We don't know how the war start.
We don't know how it starts.
Yeah.
All we know that, all right, I'm in this party and this party say we don't like over there. So we don't know why we don't like them, but we don't like them. But just like the scripture said, they are cunning.
Very cunning, Mark.
These nations, they are cunning.
Yeah, you're right. They're very cunning. And I mean, if it wasn't for the Commander General Han and the ICPK, we'll be caught up in this web. This you know what I mean? We'll be so caught up. You understand what I'm saying? It's only by the grace of God that, you know what I mean, by the mercy of the Lord, we're able to sit down here and see, you know what I mean, what really transpired in the past and what's going to happen in the future. You understand what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So now we're gonna have to start pulling brothers out the world, pulling them out and opening, you know what I mean, waking them up, shaking them with the truth. You know what I mean? And waking them up and let them know that you God chosen people. All our voting, stop voting and let me start take care of each other.
Right.
Your mom want milk. Let's find a way for her to get that milk for that child. You understand? Let's find a way for us to feed that widow. Let's find a way to feed that, you know what I mean, that child that doesn't have a father, or have some brother who could be a, you know what I mean, a father to that child, because that child done lost his father. You understand what I'm saying? Like we gonna have to start to think and be a community. You understand what I'm saying? And stop trying to depend on who is the prime minister right now?
Andrew Holness.
Andrew who?
Holness.
Right? What you all call him, the Honorable Andrew Holness.
Yes, the most honorable Andrew Holness.
You understand? We gonna have to not rely on him, because relying on him is putting us in jeopardy. You understand? Relying on him is not going to get these poor people fed. You understand? So we're going to have to now come together and help each other and forget about all our voting.
That's a good segue into the topic where one of the leader of the opposition make a statement. But before we go, if I could, I want to drop a precept on this.
Go ahead.
Brother here. Romans 12 and 19.
Gun.
Let's get it.
Gun.
Let's wake these dry bones up.
This is the book of Romans chapter 12. This is the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Right. So it's the Most High that will repay us for slavery, not chopping.
That's right.
Right.
So the brother here, you see that's the thing. That's why we tell you leave this politics thing alone. All of you should have been right in the truth and preparing your people for the return of Christ, rather than telling your people about, go and chop.
So like, yes, sir. Him use the same talking point there, saying that this is reparation,
Yes. Yeah, he said that.
I mean? Yeah.
Which is wrong and very misleading to the people.
Yep. Christ said it. When he said, Christ said it where he said the blind is like the blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So where we going now?
You can go to the tape now, sir. Blood and bone.
Blood and fire.
Blood and fire, Salakia.
And it's the same thing.
All right.
We almost start at.
All right, you can start at the Paul Bogle, 3 minutes. You can start at 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can. In the meanwhile, remember to like, share, subscribe. If you have questions, please leave it in the chat. We have Captain of 13,000, Captain Nayatak with us tonight. And we have Officer of 1,000, Abadawan with us. So feel free to ask them any question. You know the thing already. This is the Breakdown podcast where we break down the strongholds that hold by the children of Israel here in Jamaica and Trinidad. You know the thing.
And the Caribbean.
Yeah,
man. It is I think you had a clip.
Gotcha.
Okay, good. So
It's the Spanish, then against the British when they took charge in 1655. Rebellion has shaped Jamaica's history. In 1865, Paul Bogle, a preacher, led a peaceful protest at Morant Bay. When the crowd were fired upon, they fought back. Bogle declared that the Black Skin War was at hand. It was a war against white oppression, and one that this brave peasant army could never hope to win. Naturally, when the rebellion was quelled, white revenge was swift and sadistic.
You hear what you're using, right?
Gun.
He's saying white revenge was swift and sadistic. You understand? Paul Bogle and them they were doing what? What they said they was doing? They just led a protest, a peaceful protest. And they were fired upon. You understand? Which goes to show you what's going on in Palestine, in across the Middle East right now. It's been happening to us. And nobody came to our aid. Nobody came and helped us. You understand? There were no UN council sitting down saying nothing about helping us. You understand? Right? Let me play a little more. Let's see how sadistic these people were.
Paul Bogle was hanged. 430 of his followers were executed.
You understand? Now you recognize why you have so many Uncle Toms living today. You understand? So many bootlickers living here today. Why? Because we done been brutalized. You understand? Lynched and executed into what? into being docile, and then give them Christianity on top of it. You know what I mean? That is the icing on the cake, Christianity. You understand? And now we don't come up against him, not even in words. I'm not telling him to pick up no weapon. We don't even speak out against the atrocities he did to us. And the fact that they never paid for it. There was no justice given to the forefathers for what these oppressors did to them. None.
Right.
And we can't even speak out on it. You can't?
So like, sir.
Come on.
What he said that 400 followers of Paul Bogle were executed.
Mm-hmm.
This was a revenge that was taken right across the island.
Mm.
Everybody was ever said anything against the government, against the queen, against this oppression or anything was imprisoned.
Or executed, from what they're saying.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Some were the number that were executed. Some were actually given prison sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Some were detained without a reason.
Mm. And that's much like what they're doing to them Palestinians today.
Exactly.
This is the exact same thing they're doing to them. Yeah, and so I'm saying. But you know what I mean, we don't have time to shed tears for them, because where was the Palestinian when we were going through this?
So lucky, sir.
Come on.
We've been there, done that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We've been there, done that. And if I may, the Palestinians are fighting so that them don't end up like us today. You understand? Because here we are going now. We might think we're free, you know, but the Palestinians, them know what freedom look like.
Yeah.
Them don't want to be like blacks, Hispanics, and natives over here, because them know that we are not free. So we have gone through that already. We face our, what I call it now, our genocide already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And this is the result. You know what I mean? We will have no control over which direction our nation going to. You understand? So lucky.
Yeah, man. That's correct. Let's play a little more.
Can.
The British government, appalled at the ferocity of the violence, decided that the island should be ruled directly from Britain.
The closest modern comparison to this would have been apartheid, in which you have a democracy for whites and a dictatorship for blacks. And what it meant is that the many rebellions which took place against slavery were brutally put down. But this did not stop the fact that Jamaica remained for historical reasons.
Right, and that's let you know that, yeah, I mean, brothers did try to fight. They did try to put up a fight.
Right.
They did. You understand? But that's why the Bible is so heavy. You understand? The Bible said what? No man was going to what? Buy you. You couldn't fight your way out of this. You understand?
No man for you.
Yeah, you could not fight your way out of this. There's only one way out of this, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, and that is obeying the Lord.
That's
Opening
right.
that Bible, reading it, getting into it, and obeying the Lord. Obeying the Lord. That's how we're going to get out of this hell. You understand? We're not going to get out of this hell by picking up pitchforks, pickaxe, whatever, blade, cutlass. That is not how we're going to get free. That is definitely not how we're going to get free. We could try to do it, and we did try to do it, and it was all put down. And today we don't, to show how brutal it was, today we don't even think about even mentioning it. I mean, we don't even, you know what I mean? We don't, we could have dreams about it, but
we turn on each other.
Yeah. You're right. You understand? That frustration, you know what I mean, that you're going through on the island, we turn on each other within the blink of an eye. Snap our finger, we turn on each other because of it.
Yeah, so like if I may, didn't the Black Panther march to support the Palestinians in the 70s?
The who?
That time it was the Black Panther Party. Didn't they have a march to support the Palestinians back in the 70s? It was yes, Yasser Arafat leading the Palestine Gaza at that time. There was some black group that supported them, you know, back then, you know.
You talk about who you talking about? Supported who?
Palestine, the Palestinians.
Oh, and I can't recall that. I cannot recall.
So lucky, sir. That sounds like something where the nation of Israel, Islam might do, you know. So lucky.
Yeah, more likely.
I think it was the Black Panther Party, man.
Okay, kind of one cancer.
Who went out march and you know supported them. I saw a video on it not too long ago to show that they were showing that the blacks did support them back then. It didn't really go in our favor, but they would support. But this time, you know, we have our tears. Our tears is for our people.
Right.
I mean, here in Jamaica, our atrocities hasn't ended.
Right.
Just the other day in voting, they said they shoot. They found a young man at a polling station with an illegal gun on him, and they shoot him same place. And that shouldn't happen because, I mean, you have a process. You say, all right, you catch a person with an illegal firearm. There's a due process that you should take him through. What's the purpose? What's the purpose of having this kind of hard shell murder attitude on the people when gun is dime a dozen in America?
Right.
Not to mention bullets that can come in Jamaica so easy. You know how easy it is to go in America and for a man to get a gun and to put it out here. And we are not able to lobby them to control their gun. When Ganja was giving them trouble over there, they put pressure on us to control it. We can't pressure them to control guns.
Yeah.
Right? And even at the highest political echelon that we have contact with them, they are saying, boy, you know, it's like it's a problem to them too, and they can't control it. But at the same time, as their guns cause crime in Jamaica to escalate, they explode it. And it's a travel advisor and thing against us. When it stems all the way back from these kind of, they just don't like it.
That's it.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
Salakia, sir. Them did say which party the man with the gun was voting for?
I don't know if it was here voting or causing some intimidation or something. They didn't.
Okay.
They're not going to say that.
Because depends on the party, you know, it might be a political killing, you know, you know what I mean? They might just know a man there with a gun, and because him support a certain party, then just analyze him and then say him if he stir up some problems, you know?
It was done by the cops and the soldiers.
Yeah.
And you know, the police or soldier who pull the trigger, they should be charged.
Right.
Because in the news, they show you a picture of him having been posing with guns. How can that be illegal for you to pose with guns? Right? It didn't say that he was doing it in Jamaica, right? Just pictures. In other words, what I'm saying is that they had information on him prior to that killing.
Yeah.
So they wanted to kill him.
Okay.
That was premeditated.
Can.
Yeah.
Probably know that he was coming out to vote too. And because he was that kind of person, they know him about walk with him gun. You know what I mean? So them just plan it and get rid of him.
Yeah, more likely.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let me play a little more of that.
So before you play that, I think I kind of jumped the gun. Remember, we did have the clip with Mark Bolin saying that the CIA was involved in the political turmoil in the 80s and 70s.
Yeah, it's here also too. We'll get to it, but it's somewhere here where
yeah, but this is more recent. This is him saying it in Parliament, confessing it.
Okay.
Like a confession. All right, it's a TikTok video. Last link we send.
Okay, I got it.
Cancel.
Okay. And Mark Holland, is he a brother? He don't look like a brother.
Small answer.
Smaller. Oh man.
Worst kind of devil.
Is he come up there?
Yeah, cancel. You can make it bigger.
Reality that must be faced is that there's further truth and reconciliation needed to heal our society when it comes to the Mandela period. In the 1970s, Michael Manley was trying to build a better Jamaica.
That part is more to the center of the video. The center. So if I could fast forward to like the middle part. Yeah, man.
Their parents were married or not, so they could get their inheritance and step up in a life as equal citizens of this country. Michael Manley was an international champion in the fight against the racist apartheid regime in South Africa, and for a better deal for third world countries like Jamaica. He gave the masses of this country a place in this society so that everybody is smarty, no care where you're born and where you grow. Many professionals and business people are where they are today because Michael Manley pushed open so many doors in the 1970s. From our perspective, in that era, the other leader did his best with the help of outside forces like the CIA to destabilize Michael Manley's efforts. Jamaica paid a heavy price. Many of our people were killed in the resulting political violence. The economy was severely damaged by capital flight, hoarding, and the hostile propaganda of the conservative media. All of that was about turning back progress. Madam Speaker, Michael Manley never lost faith in the Jamaican people. And we on this side will always have faith in the Jamaican people. And we will always have their back. So, Minister Clark, I beg you, stop distorting and revising history. I'm sure your own family were beneficiaries of what Michael Manley did for Jamaica.
So lucky, sir. That was him admitting that the CIA was involved in the political turmoil that took place in Jamaica, which we know what that eventually became. That became political gang warfare, the start of political gang warfare in Jamaica. You understand? Yep. Officer Abadawan is the better. He's an expert on this, where he's supposed to explain, you know what I mean, how them bring in all sort of weapon give to the youth, them and them things. Sir, you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, we talk. We have classes, many classes on it.
One can.
As a matter of fact, we were the ones who went and dig it back up because this was dead through the media.
Nobody ever talk about it.
If you play the tape again and listen to what he said at the front of the tape, you will play the tape and listen to the front of it, like the first maybe 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
You hear what him saying, which was something we said in class in the front of the tape, right?
One can.
Won't fool them. They know their history. The reality that must be faced is that there's further truth and reconciliation needed to heal our society when it comes to the Mandela period.
Right, I can pause it there.
1870s.
That was a thing that we had said in class, that because they were talking about constitutional reform. And I remember I said that before you talk about reforming constitution, that period of time needs to be brought out and leveled. Yes, truth and reconciliation needed to be done before you talk about so you know, at least somebody in there is listening.
Yeah.
And ringing it in the right ears. Yeah.
Because
I don't know where they might, because you can't talk about you pressure the poorer people for something which was done by you in the House of Parliament. You see, this was when Siaga was bad man. Steven in that glass.
Yeah, you want to play too, so that people could, you know what I mean, could see where Siaga come from.
Jamaica was on a roll. It was finding its place in the world. Martin Luther King came to address students at the University of the West Indies.
These
But
people
for
was
all the
living
outward confidence, there was discontent amongst the poor in downtown Kingston.
Wow.
They called themselves the sufferers. On the 100th anniversary of the Paul Bogle uprising, they looked to a new breed of politician for deliverance. He was Edward Siaga, a slick former music promoter and the JLP's rising star.
This man was a music promoter. A music promoter.
Yeah, was more than that, you know. He was, as to what I understand, he was trained, communist trained.
Yeah, that's what I got to tell you. He wasn't just a music producer, or he was just not in the music business alone. Like, they trained him. They had to train him. You understand? And that's how you know that the oppressor hands is in it.
Right.
Because before, America tried to go to Manley and tell him, yo, you had to separate from Cuba. Was it Cuba? Fidel Castro.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he did not want to do it. So America basically said, okay, you don't want to do it. I'm going to go get Siaga and I'm going to make you do it. You understand? And he ended up having to eat his word up. Just for I know we're up on the time, right? But let me see if I could you remember the let me see if I can get the time for it.
But you know, his presence in politics, sir, was also
Say that one more time about that one.
You want the one with the narrator said they are not ready for black leaders, or we are looking for?
Yeah.
That one, minute 25, sir.
But what about that one?
Salakia, I was saying that his presence in politics in the House of Parliament was also illegal, because we have a constitution that states who can go in the House of Parliament to represent the people. You must be born within the Commonwealth, and it's quite clear where he was born, somewhere in Georgia in the United States. So that is, and obviously he knew that, which is why he used badness and gang warfare to protect himself.
And I think the dude who was the older man who was behind him was Bustamante. And that's the man who really endorsed him. And once he endorsed him, because black people had loved Bustamante, For what reason? You know what I mean? I don't know. It could be, you know what I mean? He had money. You know what I mean? More than likely. You know what I mean? So they had loved him.
I don't think so.
I mean? Who Bustamante?
He was a trade unionist.
Well, you're right. So he was fighting for them.
Right.
Oh, so he appeared to, you know what I mean? He was fighting for them. I think it was for the cane farmers. He organized them, in other words. You understand?
He had to support Seaga because at the time he was old.
Yeah.
And obviously intimidated.
You could see that.
He knew nothing about violence in politics.
Yeah.
Seaga bring that and teach.
Yeah.
And get all of them intimidated.
Yeah. Because I think that they had went to Manley about it too. But Manley turned it down. He didn't want to hear that violence. He did not want to hear about it. You understand?
Addressed the crowd of thousands of people here in National Heroes Park, evoking the memory of the rebel Paul Bogle. As he spoke, the crowd heckled him. He responded with what sounded like a declaration of war. If they think that they are bad, I can bring the crowds of West Kingston. We can deal with them in any way, at any time. It will be fire for fire, blood for blood.
Exactly what you said,
Buster
that
and
one.
Norman Manley watched in horror as the young Seaga signaled the beginning of a new and dangerous political phase. Whereas Bogle had fought on behalf of all Jamaicans, this was to set them at each other's throats.
And that's your oppressor for you right there.
There was an early period in my life in the mid-late 1960s.
Go ahead.
Last, sir. Continue playing, sir.
Peace supporters came up on him and chopped him up, cut him up. See there? All about away.
Tivoli Gardens became a JLP Seaga stronghold, while Trenchtown was home to PNP supporters. The battle lines were drawn, and some of the bloodiest conflicts would be fought here.
In our yard, we were known as JLP supporters. In those days, they used to fight politics with stones, bottles and stones and sticks. So you would find that at the end of a public meeting, when the People's National Party would end their public meeting and people are going home, and they would pass our place, they would throw stones. My grandmother would say to me, go under the...
Youth does is they have to rebel against things.
First of all, you got a sense of an awakening, and that showed itself across the board. The growth of a sense of rejection and rebellion. Babylon must fall. Babylon being the society of colonialism.
You know who this man is?
Into the late 60s and early 70s.
No.
When you hear that Jamaica, independent
You know that man was Officer Kayadon? You might mute it when not hearing him.
Still like yes, sir. Me I talk to the people on TikTok. Tell them to share our life.
You know who that man was that was talking before this part. You can touch it up a little, Cap.
Oh, sorry. I hope, that's him there.
Yeah, man. You know Wimby? That is Professor, what's his name again?
Trevor Monroe.
Trevor Monroe.
God.
This man was the leader of the only true communist party in Jamaica. He seemed to be from a family of influential background or something. But For some reason, no fire has turned his way. This man was the communist. Michael Manley was trying. And nothing said towards this man. He was also a university professor.
So like yes, sir. Now he's the the integrity commissioner.
Integrity commissioner.
God.
So if Jamaica was to become communist, this was the man who would have done it, not Michael.
Right.
All right.
Sense of rejection and rebellion. Babylon must fall. Babylon being the society of colonialism, which continued into the late 60s and early 70s.
When you hear that Jamaica, independent Jamaica, has a black prime minister, you say, well, those people are in power. That's black power. But that's baloney. That is hogwash. That's a damn lie.
But Jamaica wasn't ready to elect a black leader. Instead, it turned again to the brown middle classes, to a trade union leader who'd been educated in London. Michael was Norman's second.
Yeah, what you saying?
No, I said first. I see Amy Jakes Garvey speaking.
That was his wife, right?
Great cancer, Marcus Garvey. I think he was the second wife, I think. He had a wife that was not in real support of his movement. But Amy Jakes Garvey now looked like was a sister. But
a donor sister.
Repeat what is it?
No, man, she was a donor sister.
Yeah.
Down, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
But, all that movement was before 1969. So the truth wasn't out yet.
So like, yes, sir. We have a question on TikTok. Somebody asks if Jamaica ever had a dark-skinned prime minister.
Right, and when he said dark skin, he mean like, okay, you mean black or you just mean dark skin?
Do you mean, well, I don't think he know the difference between what, you know what I mean? So I guess he's saying a black man.
Yeah, man, PJ Patterson.
PJ Patterson would be the prime minister.
Right.
An Israelite, you know?
So, Andrew, holiness, he's not one of we?
Well, he's not dark skin, but yeah, he's an Israelite as far as what me know so far.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what the brother's saying. Okay.
Who is his father?
Me check him father as a black man.
Yeah.
Oh, so the mother was red man. Red was red.
Yeah, him have a red skin mother. Not native. But of the devil variety, you know?
And let me play this here.
Decision to send troops into Angola to fight South African-backed forces. Manley refused, showing solidarity with Castro and his utter contempt for apartheid.
Kissinger doesn't come down here and
hey, you see this man here?
Yeah.
This man has caused more war in the world than Bush, than George Bush.
Man, he is a national hero to them.
And him live long too, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man is devil incarnate, man. Kissinger.
Yep.
Him was the one behind the CIA thing in Jamaica.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was behind a lot of things. Yeah. Not just in the Caribbean, but in the Middle East too. He knew that Jamaica wasn't going communist. But if you don't get his way, you become in his black book. So Michael Manley fell in his black book.
Yeah. Yep.
Kissinger, man. Damn.
You ever play it? Just for time?
Come, play it.
Yeah, man, play it, sir. Can.
That is almost a national cultural reaction to it. I say give thanks to the fact that Manley stood up to Kissinger, despite everything else. Sometimes in history, you have to do that, and he did.
Now there are certain people in the world who say now, why are we taking this risk to anger the United States of America? And the answer is this: we are not angering the United States of America. They are angering themselves. They are not going to tell me what relationship I have with Fidel Castro. We have that friendship with Cuba as part of a world alliance of third world nations that are fighting for justice for poor people in the world. And I tell you as the party leader, as long as this party is in power, we intend to walk through the world on our feet and not on our knees.
We paid for it, we paid for it dearly in terms of aid. But Michael was very clear that, it's certain things you just have to take a stand on. Very firm on that.
Wow. So they all knew there was no communist intent.
At home,
Manly's
Manly's socialist dream had become a middle-class night.
Say that one more time.
I was right, that they all knew that he was not going communist. They just use it as the means to fight him. For him not listening to them.
That's it. Yeah. That is it. Let me play a little more again. And I think here's where he could try to say is the CIA.
There's a sort of almost like a shockwave that goes through the people who are better off.
At home, Manly's socialist dream had become a middle-class nightmare. If you don't like it, Manly told them, there are 5 flights a day to Miami. In the months that followed, thousands took his advice. Planes were packed with Jamaica's middle classes, taking their money with them.
When the first serious attempt at change was made, as always happens, there's a sort of almost like a shockwave that goes through the people who are better off and who have never really questioned the nature of the society under them. And so you did have a very real and regrettable reaction to some aspects of change.
Most of these were of the entrepreneurial class. So we had the horrendous picture of the country sliding into 8 years of the...
And find one that looked like a leader.
This is it right here.
He was in deep trouble.
Yeah.
What he saw was an American conspiracy to bring him down.
Let me tell you how destabilization works. They will go in the secret group that is trying to mash up the country. We'll go in among the youth and find one that look like a leader. And they call him one side and they say, hey brother, we drop you $1,000 on the side if you get the boys tomorrow night to go down across the road and carry out a raid. But him don't know that it is a destabilization agent that has paid somebody to come among him and sell the idea of starting a bit of a street fight.
Rumors were rife of covert US operations on the island, aiming to make the country impossible to run and dangerous to visit.
It would be known that some famous syndicated columnist of the United States was going to come to spend a week resting in some villa. And mysteriously, the first night he's there, gunmen would arrive and start firing guns round and round his villa. Nobody would be hurt. By the next morning, he's in a state of terror. He flies home, and 79 newspapers across America read the story of the violent, terrible society disintegrating with gunmen the next morning. So you get the next few thousand.
You understand, right? Propaganda. Straight up propaganda.
You understand?
Which
Go ahead, sir. Sorry
no,
for
go ahead.
cutting.
No, go ahead.
All right, what me that say now is this whole period is the beginning of violence. Officer Abad call it terrorism here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? It we are see right now. We are see the result of that. You see, we killing each other with you know what I mean, with firearms and all them things that started during this time. That time, yeah. You understand? When the JLP and the PMP. So when they must say, yo, oh, you know what I mean? Poverty is not a excuse for crime and all them things. They must remember say them bring this to we.
That's right.
Them bring them a fight the same monster with them create. You understand? And that's why we are telling you say, yo, voting now go help. Voting will not help because the same people them we claim say them are protect us are the one them that bring the problem in the first place. You know
that's
what I mean?
right.
So that,
Go ahead, but I want to say something.
Yeah, what was really happening in that time was the CIA and KGB face off in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because when he realized that the CIA was behind the JLP, he started getting help from the KGB. True, because he was close to to Castro. So it was actually the two superpowers intelligent forces that were face off in Jamaica through the PNP and the JLP. It was a serious era. Yeah.
Yep.
The same.
So, and to show you that it was that way, and the JLP did not. They were just doing the bidding of the US or the CIA. Right now, in our health industry, in our health sector, the amount of Cuban doctors and nurses that are out here who came from Cuba, seconded to Jamaica to work, even on the community level, not just in the hospitals, but on the community level in the health centers. And they were brought in by the Jamaica Labour Party. Politics not easy, man.
Especially in Jamaica. Yeah, say something, Cap. Go ahead, sir.
No. I agree with everything you're saying. You know what I mean? Everything you're saying is, you know what I mean, is right. You know what I mean? And the oppressor, he gonna agree with you all too. Let me play a little more.
Tourist cancellation.
Suddenly guns were everywhere.
They had a gun factory in Jamaica.
Proof of a CIA
none. Not even bullet factory.
It was designed to remove the Manley government because he was too friendly with Cuba. We had to fight a good fight because that was what life was about, to resist these sort of
Tourist cancellation.
No.
Suddenly guns
Tell
were
me
everywhere.
this.
Michael's allies saw this as proof.
Tell me what this
of a
reminds you
CIA
of here.
plot.
I'm gonna pause it.
It was
sir, that reminds me of some mud hut village in Africa where them have child soldiers.
Not that. I talk more so. Go ahead.
The Palestinian man.
No, I talk more so about the Jamaican people. This happened recently. Remember this happened recently when the brother was in the car, and I think somebody pulled him out, or he get in a scuffle and he pulled a gun, and then the brother cowered down.
Okay, yeah, the politician.
Yes.
Yeah,
this is that right here over again. You understand? Which letting you know that this whole politics is just to divide us. It's to keep us asleep. And now the ones who really supposed to stay and try and clean up the country, they leave and come to America. They leave. They take all the knowledge, all the resources, and come to America. You understand? When they could have stayed and helped the people.
we had to fight the good fight, because that was what life was about, to resist these sort of overwhelming diktats as to how we should live.
On Edward Siaga's second visit to a polling booth in downtown Kingston, a gun battle broke out.
We actually had to fight a civil war.
That's that 1911 that man have there.
The militancy that man brought through socialism made it now something that wasn't around the corner and behind the scenes, but right out in the open.
Whereas before there was coexistence, there was rivalry. I'm a JLP man, I'm a labor right. I'm a PNP man, I'm a comrade. And you know, my party better than yours or whatever. But it didn't come to people killing each other. As it got hardened, it came to that.
The gangs of Tivoli and Trenchtown helped themselves to the imported weaponry. Rival politics have become sectarian, with daily battles election, but the crisis still deepened. Foreign businesses found more friendly places to invest their money.
They frightened away every foreign investor that we had.
Become sectarian, with daily battles between PNP and JLP supporters. Shootouts left hundreds dead and others caught in the crossfire.
Good night.
We were actually pinned down in a particular area for 2.5 hours this morning, while nothing less than 2,000 rounds of ammunition were fired.
We cannot and will not stand by and allow this sabotage of our country to continue. The Cabinet has accordingly advised the Governor General to act and proclaim a state of public emergency.
When they called the state of emergency, they locked up all the frontline leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party, the frontline workers. I was one of those who was locked up. I was detained for 7 months, kept in indefinite detention, no charge.
Other move the world for Michael Manley, for the people's man. Him see the people, him see the struggle of the people. Go off fight the last man, go off for the people, all the while. Don't put on people, go off for the people, all the way.
Man, Bible said we have no what shepherd to lead us out. You understand? Like if the man that put you in slavery is the man who you will give your life for, then something wrong. Then we failed in the process of creating leaders. You understand? Or a leader, or following a leader. You understand? Because around this same time and all of this going on, where's Marcus Garvey? Trying to take you back to Africa when the problem is right in Jamaica. You understand?
Right.
The problem is right in Jamaica, where he born and bred. And you trying to take them back to Africa to do what? For another fight? You understand? Like it's I mean, it's how to put it. It's heartbreaking, but at the same time too, the Bible, you know what I mean, basically gonna comfort you knowing that the so-called oppressor, they are going to have to pay for what they have done to us.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Right.
They're gonna have to pay for what they did to us. Like, we are totally destroyed as a people. Like, you cannot tell me you depending on the same man who his people had in slavery 50 years ago, and now you depending on him to save you. It's ridiculous.
Michael had enough grassroots support to win the 1976 election, but the crisis still deepened. Foreign businesses found more friendly places to invest their money.
They frightened away every foreign investor that we had and a lot of local investors.
Right. You know who he's saying frighten now? We're all the foreign investors, right? Who do you think he say frighten all the foreign investors?
Michael.
Who?
The gunman.
Yeah, which is so-called America, the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? He created all that which you see going on right there. So of course, your investors ain't gonna come. So guess who you're going to go to for money?
See America.
Right back to him.
Same time, because they were threatened, they were told they were not the sort of people that were not wanted here, that Jamaica was going to be a socialist country, and that the capitalist was no longer welcome. America was called a wicked imperialist capitalist nation and exploiter, and the whole ambience of the place was very frightening to any kind of investment.
Of greater concern, the urban poor were losing patience. Michael Manley had no choice but to bow to US pressure as his socialist dream of a free, equal, independent Jamaica crumbled before his eyes. He went to the World Bank and effectively handed over the running of the country to the IMF. Jamaica's future would now be in the hands of foreigners.
And today it still is. You see your problem, you understand? Like you think you was going to come, I mean, England was going to free you and then that was just going to be it. You didn't know England and America done had backdoor deals to do all of this. Because if that wasn't the case, why didn't England come and save you all? You understand? Why didn't England come and tell America to back off? Because they done make some backdoor deal. You understand? The oppressor, they done divide up this world. You understand? And we are not a part of it. And if we, whatever part we have to play in it, is just slavery. You understand? Like, you cannot tell me, you know what I mean, this Bible ain't real. You can't tell me the prophets are not in the ICPK. You understand?
That's right.
You cannot tell me this. You know what I mean? They are diabolical. And they are the ones to blame for everything that's going wrong on the earth today. These oppressors are the reason why the earth is in turmoil today. Because they're too damn greedy. You understand? They're too greedy. You know what I mean? Nothing is enough for them. You know what I mean? They want you on your knees.
Right.
After 400 years of slavery, you still want to go and enslave them. You understand? That IMF, you know what they call that, right? They call that what? What's the word they call it? What's the pretty word they call it? Huh?
Slovakia.
What's the pretty word that IMF, they used to describe IMF? 2 words.
Laugh, sir. I now think of.
Okay. Let me share this with you all right here. Let me see if I can share this with you all. All right. Let's see. Hold on, give me 1 minute. How do I do this? I'm gonna have to share my entire screen. All right, hold on. You can see my screen?
Hold on, let me put it on the screen, sir. All right. Go to the page where you are, the window where you are, sir.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I think I bring up the wrong one. Hold on. One minute. Sorry about that.
No sweat.
Okay. You can see it there now, right?
You can't make it any bigger.
Yeah, man. That good?
Cancer. That says poverty with prestige is better than affluent disgrace.
Yep. So read this spot right here. You see this spot right here? What does it say?
Gifts make slaves. Damn.
Read on.
Can. We Americans have attempted to use every one of the old Chinese technique to establish peace. Since the 1890s, we have repeatedly toyed with disarmament. In the 1920s, we actually achieved disarmament in a limited form. The dramatic international scaling back of military forces helped set the stage for Hitler. We have extolled the virtue of diplomacy, and when it comes to our own barbarians, we have used the third weapon in the Chinese arsenal of pacification. We justify our payoff to backward nations with a new philosophy, one that probably never occurs to bureaucratic sages of the Chinese Empire. We explain that our gifts are development funds designed to bring peace by uprooting the very cause of discontent and war. We call our new form of tribute foreign aid.
That's the IMF. You understand? That's the IMF in a nutshell, right there for you. You understand? Like what they did to us, they done, you know what I mean, run game on us to the point where, you know what I mean, we nowhere thinking about these things.
God.
You understand? We nowhere thinking about it. Not even your leaders. What's on the leader mind right now? On the leader mind, they're thinking about how much money they can make before they come out of office, before they pass away. That's what's on their mind. On their mind is not helping black people.
Right.
You understand? That's not what on their mind. You understand? Right? No, you mean I think we done run up on the time there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish you could have go for another hour. You know what I mean? Abadan, you want to say anything before we head out?
Well, basically, you know, with see the plight of the Jamaican people, we are the ones echoing and speaking out the plight for the people. You know, the politicians are there batting the ball. That to show the politicians really know the truth, you know, but they haven't got the guts to make the step for the people.
Yeah, you're right.
In making the step for the people, they're going to anger some other people, which they don't want to anger.
Yeah, because Paul Bogle is an example of what could happen to you. So now they won't lynch you. Now you might just drink some coffee and fall asleep and never wake up. You understand? Now you might get on a plane and somehow a wing fall off. You know what I mean? Some private jet. And that's it for you. You understand? Because the oppressor, he will go that distance. And they know it. You understand? They don't know it. And that's because there are so many examples to look back on when brothers try to free themselves. You understand? To be separate. You understand? And it end up with brothers losing their lives, families losing their lives.
Right.
You understand? So they don't want to take that chance when you are going to have to do it. There's no getting around it. You know what I mean? There's no getting around it. You gotta come in the truth and let the Lord protect you. You understand? You make sure and do everything that is according to the Bible. You cannot be a scammer. You can't be a chopper.
Right.
You cannot be one of that. And then expect the Lord to be on your side. You understand? In a nutshell, we cannot be sinners and expect the Lord to protect us. We cannot. We're going to have to be righteous men and women. You understand? We're going to have to be more righteous than your politician, than your preacher, than your police, than your army men. We got to be more righteous than them. You understand?
Right.
We got to follow laws. You understand? All right.
Salaki.
Had one. Come on.
Salaki. We have to be more righteous than the scribes and the Pharisees.
Right.
That's right. Correct. That's right. Anything to say before we head out?
Sir, just to say, you know what I mean, this is the Breakdown podcast, you know what I mean, where we break down the strongholds. And one of these strongholds are politics, or, you know what I mean, politics. See?
That's right.
Yeah, man. So remember, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, you know what I mean. Where's a close out, Cap?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right,
Shalom.
Solia.
To order again for Officer Abadawa in truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Big up. Enough respect.
All right, man.
Right. So I'm hoping to see you both on the conflict zone at some point.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
definitely.
true.
I just feel me tired more while now, sir.
But
Yeah, man.
that's
One of
what we
them
do on the Friday nights, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's
All
how
right,
it
man.
works. That's how it works, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Shalom. Shake a thumb.
Yeah,
Shake a thumb.